Hello friends, we are out in our garden today. It's a beautiful day, although it's actually supposed to freeze by tomorrow night. So we're not totally out of the ballpark yet, but we are working in our garden. I want to give you a little update on how things are going. We have all this baby lettuce here. And I think I'm just going to throw a sheet over all of this. It's supposed to get 30 degrees Friday night is what my weather app says. There she is. Hi, Lydia. You having fun being a garden girl? Yes.
She doesn't have her shoes on.
She doesn't have her shoes on. That's okay. Some more little, this is spinach. And we also have, I've been going around weeding all these tiny little weeds out. That's what I've been working on this morning. We also have Swiss chard. So I just transplanted these into this bed this morning. They were outside. We had a seed spill. If you remember, oops, I'm zoomed in, there we go. If you remember, I had some little helpers helping whenever Bella and I planted this, and we had some seed spills apparently, but the seeds actually came up and then they were doing well and I didn't want to lose them, so I transplanted them into this bed. So these seeds have been outside in the ground, but now they are over here. So I need to finish transplanting these and then water them. They're thirsty. They're really thirsty. Uh-oh, I have a sandal on my back. Okay, how about let's move over to the next bed. Are you cold? We'll get a jacket. These are all the little cucumber plants that are coming up and they're gonna grow up this trellis. And now you can see what I have in store for me. So this is what those beds looked like that I've been working on this morning. I need to continue on getting all these weeds out, and I have been using one of my kitchen forks to kind of loosen the dirt and get them out. It's working better than the garden tools. But that'll free all of these little lettuce plants here so that they can grow nicely. And then over here we have pea plants. Look at all those pretty pea plants. Jeremiah, did you help me plant those? I think you were helping that day. You did a great job. Look how nice and strong they are. That's where my fork went. I set that down and Lydia found it. I will take that. That is definitely not a baby toy, is it? There you go. You can play with a ball. Yeah, we did bring her baby toy out, didn't we? Where did it go? She is really enjoying being out in the dirt, crawling around. You've got a fork too. You ready to help me dig out some of those weeds?
Yep.
All right, let's come over here to this bed.
Mom, I just forgot.
So the plans with this garden is that I decided it's not big enough. This is definitely not big enough for our family. You forgot to go in and get a jacket. So the fence here, this is where it goes right now. We are going to push it all the way back to that tree bushy thing right there. And we're going to push this side out all the way to as far as we can without interfering with the gate that gets us into this chicken yard. That's the plan anyway. The other things we have coming up in this garden already is over here we have garlic that Bella planted in the fall. She did a great job. One day she just came out and did it, and so that's looking good. And then this fence fell on it, or this piece of chicken wire stuff. We have, these are blackberry bushes that my mother-in-law found, and they brought them to us last year. I think it was the end of the summer. They're doing good too, but we need a little bit of weeding. Weeding everywhere. But there's two of these, so that's pretty fun. I gotta get this fence off of them though. Must have fallen down. There we go, that's the other one. Isn't that fun? So they're growing up this back fence here. This tree, oh guys, let me just show you my long-term wish list. This is the abandoned house that we need to tear down, okay? You all know that's on our agenda, unless you're new here. And if you're new here, please forgive me for not introducing myself. I'm Julie. We have a family of 10, and my husband and I, it's been 2 years now that we've lived out here on this beautiful 16-acre piece of land where we first moved, and this abandoned house was the only house here. We turned a workshop into a tiny house where we are living now. And then our plans is that there's our little tiny house over there, where we live. this house is going to come down and hopefully turn into a pavilion where we can entertain people. And then back there is where we hope to build a big farmhouse. So then the farmhouse will be there, and there's these pretty little paths through. That's a wild rose bush. Lots of landscaping that the former owners left, but it all is in disarray and it just needs some help. So that will be a little guest house. This will be a pavilion, and that will be our big house. That's our plan. So this tree here is an awesome old tree. However, it is slowly dying. And of course, as a result, it will eventually be a threat to the things we're building. Right now, it's also shading my garden. And so I want that thing to come down. I'm sad to lose it because of its age, but it's better to take it down rather than have it fall down on something. So that's on our wish list. There's also, this is our lane road here, and there's just some, you know, this is honeysuckle that is invasive to Missouri, so it kind of grows everywhere. So this needs to always be trimmed down, and some of these trees, I don't know, they might need to be taken down. We're making decisions there.
I want to sit.
Okay, sit down.
See, there's a lot of weeds. Are these weeds? Yeah, this is hard dirt over here. Yeah, I can. Samuel, you pat hard. If it's hard dirt and you want to get it out. And the weeds there. You have to pat.
Uh-oh.
I dug out one.
Wait, which one? A lettuce or a weed?
A weed.
Good job.
Dug up
You know
two
what?
at the same time.
Woo! Wait, you're on a roll. Here, you like pulling them out? There's some to pull out. If you want your gardening to get really interesting, who do you bring out, Samuel? Wait, get off the hose, please. Who do you bring out if you want your gardening to get really, really interesting? There, right there. That's the one. You bring a 2-year-old into your garden. James, are you a helper?
What?
Are you a helper?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think?
Baby.
Oh, yes. And then when you want it to get interesting, you put a crawler in the garden. She just crawled over and ripped out a lettuce plant, so she's following right in his footsteps. Yeah, those were nice signs until one day a 2-year-old rearranged them. Do you know who that is?
Yep.
Who was it? Who moved the signs around? Was it you? Yep. Thankfully, we now can see what they are, so. Come help Mommy pull out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
We have to leave those there. Those are the baby plants. They're going to get really big. They're going to get really big. Here, come wipe your hands on this straw over here. Okay? Can you wipe your hands? Wipe them off. Wipe. Wipe them on there. Good job. Uh-oh, Lydia. You don't crawl in there. I think my garden time might be coming to an end. I think we might be done for the day. You think we're done for the day? I think I'm getting babies out of trouble more than I'm actually getting anything done. So, okay. Maybe it is quiet time. James, why don't we take a little walk in the stroller?
I know why you can't start it.
It's not broken. You just don't know how to do it, thankfully. Okay, let's go take a little walk in the stroller, okay? Here. Can you say bye-bye, friends?
Bye-bye, friends.
Yeah, we're going to take a walk in the stroller. Here we go.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to do this? No, I'm trying to get James up. I did it once. James got up with the
Look at this big boy.
For me. I got it.
Woo, look at you.
I don't know how. I got James up the crazy slide. Don't even do that. Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom. Hey, Mommy.
Well, I got the...
Hey, Mom.
Let's see. I got all those little seedlings moved from their crowded state. And we got everything watered. And most of the beds weeded before I waved the white flag and rushed everybody out as quick as possible because it was going downhill. So that's a good accomplishment for today. I also want to give you an update on my seeds. So I have them out here on our picnic table, and these have moved over a little bit because I'm going to be planting those in the garden. Actually, this is some cucumber. But I just had this old piece of plastic that I found in the barn and some stuff. And it was just big enough that I could set it over my seeds. And once I did that, this second batch has come up well. They like that warm sun. So these are my little tomatoes. I actually have a bunch of tomatoes. All of these are tomatoes. A couple of these I planted later. Jeremiah wanted to plant this in a water bottle, so he planted one seed he found. He thinks it's a watermelon seed. He planted it in there, so we'll see if that comes up. But these spots where you see nothing yet are the seeds that I planted more recently. I had a couple extra things, so I just threw some more seeds in there. These are giant red zinnias, and all tomatoes again. Some more zinnias. And then over here, and this is all kind of haphazard. I ran out of little containers, but I thought this will work just fine. I stuck green beans in here, and I thought I can just cut them apart and put them in the ground once they come up. Then in this tray, again, I'm just going to cut the little plants apart because I didn't have any more separators. These are sunflowers, giant sunflowers. And then over here will be watermelon and cucumber. Then we have, let's see, what's this? Did I write on the side? Oh, this was more tomatoes. And then one little marigold plant. I need to get some more in because we like the marigolds all around the tomatoes. They're good at keeping the pests away. And then we have cucumbers and zucchinis here. That's my little seed starting. This is the first year that I've started garden plants from seed, so we'll see how it goes. But it's much better on my pocketbook, that's for sure, to buy seeds than to buy all those plants, because I want lots of tomato plants this year. Last year we had, I think, 7 or 8 tomato plants, and it was pretty much just snack food for the kids. They never, we never really got enough to get an overload that we could do something with. Oh, look at that. Isn't that amazing how that happens? I was showing one of the kids that it popped up with that seed still on it. I'm going to leave that on there so that I can show someone else what a miracle it is that this whole plant was contained with the power to make that whole plant was inside that tiny little seed, and there that seed shell is still on there. It's just really such a miracle, isn't it?